The following clip is from the North to South Show, live every Monday and Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where we talk SEC football everything. Now, we'd love to have you out for next show, but for now, hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button, and enjoy this clip. Do I think Florida could win the East? Lots of Florida questions coming in here. Lots of Florida questions. Do I think Florida could win the East? I'm going to say, yeah. I don't want to say that I don't think any teams could win the East. Now, that's obviously saying that, I think Vanderbilt could win and stuff like that, or I think that Tennessee could go out and have some amazing season and win the East. I'm not saying that it can't happen because nothing is impossible, but there obviously are favorites and then there are underdogs. And I think to win the SEC, you're going to have your Georgia as your number one team to win the SEC East. At least that is in my opinion, and it looks like a lot of people feel the same way about Georgia really owning this SEC East next season. But I actually did a video last North to South show talking about who do I think is the second best team in the SEC East. And I talked about Florida was definitely up there. And I think Florida right now has to be favorited as the second best team, or the second team to be able to win the East this season. I mean, they won the East last season. I think offensively, they're still going to be underrated. You look at all the talent that they lost, where I said in my expectation video for Florida, which I did come out and make one of those, which is a really good video, and if you're a Florida fan, you should go watch that, where I was talking about like how I'm in the middle between what outsiders or what people who aren't Florida fans think, because I'm an outsider too. I'm not a Florida fan, so I can't talk as well about the Florida Gators as, let's say, a Florida fan. But I said I'm in the middle between the outsiders of the Florida football program and the insiders and stuff like that, where the insiders and the Florida fans and everyone like that still thinks that Florida is going to have a really, really successful season this year. They're going to be in double-digit wins. They're going to go to a New Year's Six Bowl, stuff like that, and they're going to win the SEC East. Now, there are some people that think Florida, like non-Florida fans, think that Florida's going to go get 6 wins or something like that and barely make it to a bowl game and stuff like that. I don't think that it's that extreme on either sides, and I think it's somewhere in the middle where I think that Florida is going to beat the teams that they're supposed to beat and that they're going to lose to the teams that they're supposed to lose to. So that I had them losing to your Georgia. I had them losing to Alabama. I had them losing a toss-up game against LSU. I think that your games against, you maybe drop one against Florida, South Carolina, Missouri, or Kentucky, although I think that they're going to be favored in all 3 of those games, somewhere around there, but I think that they're going to run the table and beat the rest of the schedule out. So do I think that they could win the East? I think 110%. I still think that this offense is really, really good. Emory Jones, I'm excited to see what he has coming into this season. I look at DeMarcus Bowman in the rushing game. Transfer from Clemson, obviously, he's going to be a big impact player at Florida. I'm very excited to see what he can do there because people haven't really seen him. Again, pretty sure he's just a freshman last season at Clemson, and then he just transferred over. So we have not really seen DeMarcus Bowman, so lots to look forward to there. And I still think at the receiving game, I feel like a broken record just talking about these guys, but I really like Jacob Copeland. I think that Gamble is definitely one of the most underrated players on all of that offense. It's just because he's filling in for Kyle Pitts, who went out last season and had an amazing season. I don't think Gamble's going to be at Kyle Pitts' level, but I still think Gamble's going to be a very, very good tight end in the SEC this season. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball, I still think definitely on the D-line that they're definitely there still, being able to get to the quarterback. They got a very good D-line, and then I look at the secondary, and you obviously have one of the best corners in the nation in Elam. I think Florida has the talent and has everything to win the East. Are they favored to win the East? No. I still think Georgia, on paper right now, is the better team, and I still think until I see both teams, until I see something to really sway my opinion, or unless some crazy injury happens for Georgia again, I think that Georgia still will win the East. But is that to say that Florida cannot compete with this Georgia team, and let's say they go into Jacksonville and come out with a win? I still think that is very possible. So to answer your question there, Nate, I do think that Florida can win the East. I think that they're definitely going to be top favored in the SEC East in the top half, because you're going to have, I'd say right now for favorite, I'd go Georgia, then I go Florida, then I'd probably throw in Kentucky, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. That's how I think the rankings would go for how I think that the SEC East will finish out, or how I think who's most probable to be the number one team in the SEC East, but I do think that Florida can win the SEC East. I think that they have the talent. It's all going to come down to Dan Mullen and how this team gets prepared for those big games against Alabama, your big game against Georgia, your big game against LSU, all those games. So lots of exciting stuff to see in Florida this season. So great question there, Nate.